Most people think marketing exists to sell products. That's not true. Marketing exists to capture attention, because once attention is captured, influence becomes easy. You are not overwhelmed because you lack discipline. You are overwhelmed because attention has become a business. Every scroll, every notification, every limited offer is designed to pull your focus in one direction. This video is not about avoiding marketing, it is about seeing it clearly. Because the moment you understand how attention is captured, you stop reacting and start choosing. Stay with me. By the end of this video, you will never look at marketing the same way again.
Okay, so let's talk about the most valuable resource you have.
You see, marketing today, it's not really just about selling you stuff anymore. It's about capturing, holding, and then directing your focus. But look, this explainer isn't about making you paranoid or afraid of that. No, the goal here is to make you feel confident. Because really, when you get how attention actually works, you stop reacting on autopilot and you start making conscious choices. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna break down how marketing grabs your focus, why it can all feel so overwhelming sometimes, and most importantly, how you can take back control without having to unplug from the world. Seriously, understanding this stuff, it's gonna change the way you scroll, watch, and decide.
All right, so to really get a handle on this, we've got to start with the absolute basics. What even is attention anyway?
Here's a great way to think about it. Your attention is like a daily budget. You only have so much of it. And whatever you spend it on, whether that's a worry, a personal goal, or a shiny new product, that thing gets stronger in your life. And trust me, marketers, they understand this perfectly. The real competition today isn't just between brands. It's for who can keep you looking just a little bit longer.
Okay, but why? Why is just looking so incredibly important? I mean, why not just lead with a logical, well-reasoned argument for a product? Well, it's because our brains, they just don't work that way.
You know, there's this old idea that a good product just sells itself. The reality is a little different. The reality is, if I can get your attention first, I can influence your decision later. See, your brain has these two operating systems. There's a fast, emotional, totally reactive mode, and then there's the slow, deliberate, logical one. Marketing is almost always designed to speak directly to that fast, emotional part. And once it's got you hooked, your logical brain often shows up to the party way too late.
And this constant targeting of our emotional brain, well, it's created the entire world we now live in, the attention economy.
So in this attention economy, companies aren't just selling you shoes or software. They're selling your clicks, your views, your watch time. Your attention has become the actual product being sold to advertisers. And it's all engineered to create habits. I mean, think about it. Autoplay, infinite scroll, those little red notification dots, none of that is an accident. It's all meticulously designed for one purpose, to hold you.
Okay, so how exactly does this engineering work? What are they actually doing? Let's break down the core psychological tools they use to capture our attention.
It really boils down to four main triggers. First up, you've got fear and urgency, the classic limited time offer. Then there's novelty and shock. That's why those crazy headlines are impossible not to click. Third is social proof, the immense power of seeing millions of people trust us. And finally, the big one, dopamine loops. Those are the tiny, satisfying rewards, like getting a like, that create this constant craving to just check one more time.
And what's so wild is that behind all of these techniques is one simple command, and it's aimed right at your survival instincts. Your brain is literally hardwired to notice danger, change, and what everyone else in the tribe is doing. So fear triggers the danger signal, novelty triggers the hey, something's different signal, and social proof triggers the follow the group instinct. They're all whispering the exact same thing to that ancient part of your brain. This might be important. Look.
So if all of this is starting to feel a little familiar, and maybe even a bit uncomfortable, that's a completely normal reaction, and it's really important to understand why that is.
Listen, if you've ever felt manipulated, or just totally overwhelmed, or even a little addicted to scrolling, please remember this: you are not weak. Your brain is just being human. These systems are built by experts who know exactly how to push your buttons. Feeling overwhelmed isn't a personal failure. It's a natural response. And just becoming aware of that, well, that changes the entire game.
But, there's a really common belief that gets in the way of developing that awareness. It's a lie that a lot of us tell ourselves.
And this is probably the biggest lie of all.
The idea that if you're smart, marketing won't affect you. That is completely 100% false. Look, marketing doesn't try to outsmart you. It's designed to bypass your intelligence entirely. It goes straight for that fast, emotional brain we talked about. Seriously, some of the most educated people fall for these attention traps because attention happens before reasoning even has a chance to kick in. The real defense isn't being smart, it's being consciously attentive.
Okay, so let's get practical here. The good news is, you don't need to delete all your apps or escape the modern world. You just need a few simple rules of thumb to start seeing things more clearly.
First, just pause. Marketing thrives on speed. A simple 5-second pause is often enough to break its spell. Second, ask, why is this trying so hard to get my attention right now? This shifts you from reacting to observing. Third, and this is a big one, separate attention from action. Just because something got your attention, that doesn't mean it has earned your time or your money. And fourth, choose your focus, because at the end of the day, what you repeatedly pay attention to is what your life becomes.
All right, now let's bring a little balance into this conversation. Because it's really easy to hear about all these techniques and just decide that marketing is the enemy. But that's not the whole picture. Marketing, at its core, isn't inherently evil. It's a tool that can actually help us discover things we need. The real problem only starts when it works on us unconsciously. But the moment you become aware of the techniques being used, everything changes. What felt like manipulation now just feels like information. What felt like pressure now feels like a choice. Your awareness is what makes all the difference.
And that leads us to one final, and I think very powerful mindset shift.
Instead of walking around thinking, ugh, marketing is exploiting me, try this reframe. Marketing is competing for my attention. See the difference? The first one makes you a passive victim, but the second one puts you in the judge's seat. It implies a competition, and in a competition, you get to choose the winner. That simple shift removes fear and restores your sense of agency.
Okay, so as we wrap this up, let's just focus on the one single truth that really holds all of this together.
And it's a truth that most people never really stop to think about. Your quality of life, it's not determined by how much money you have or how busy you are. It is a direct reflection of the quality of your attention. Look, marketing is always going to exist. Ads will always be there. But once you truly understand how your own attention works, you stop being controlled by all that noise, and you can start living deliberately. Seeing these things more clearly, that's the whole first step. So stay curious, stay aware, and please protect your attention like it's the most valuable thing you own. Because, well, it is.